Hello, everyone. And so far, I'm not seeing anybody in YouTube chat yet, but Trumpkin and CPA Kevin is here in our regular chat, or in our regular chat room. And there is Icy Knight. Good morning on Twitch there. And Trumpkin already redeemed first. Alrighty. He is officially first when he does that. Yes, we're building a track today. Dadi says, I'm here. Giuseppe's here. Fantastic. Okay.
I think it's fair to say that we're going to be kind of mapping out the track today.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I was hoping to build on the on the round one today.
Okay.
And I've been clearing that space for quite a while.
Okay. We'll see how far we get.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and Dee is here from Australia.
Oh, fantastic.
Very cool.
That's way cool.
You want to swap your audio over to the headset?
It should be better now.
Okay, dope.
Just kind of
says, let me know if you need any help with the track.
Oh, I'm sure I would love help with the track. Once I figure out how we're gonna build the track, that would be wonderful to have help. Anybody need any iron?
You got a little bit going on there.
Yeah, so much so that I'm having to just do some quick compaction here.
You'll start burning through stacks as soon as you do anything with redstone.
Redstone uses iron?
The biggest uses with hoppers is every hopper uses 5 iron. And if you want to do that, we talk about getting the sorter added to your iron farm. That's going to use, I think the minimum is 2 hoppers.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Giuseppe says, every time I'm in the office, you're on.
Okay, does that mean you only go to the office Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays? Or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And Oscar Fry immediately says,
6, 7,
Dadi, how can you be here? Because everybody knows that Australia isn't real.
What? Okay, what's not real about Australia? Oh, the Earth is flat because obviously you can't go around it, right?
Well, it's just been an internet meme for a long time that Australia isn't real.
Well, okay. Okay, got room in my chest for more iron. Now I can just go fill it up, right? I think I've got enough space for the iron farm to keep producing.
Giuseppe says it's honestly random who goes into the office.
Okay. I'm getting so much iron, I'm just going to compact it before I put it in there even. All right. It should be good to go for a while. Although my iron farm is actually working quite well. Okay. And miscellaneous. Let's shove away. Okay. And mob drops. Put the string in the mob drops. There we go. And okay. I'm ready to go. Oh, it makes it so much faster not to have to jump there, to be able to just walk up the stairs.
So Oscar says, I can prove Australia is not real with one simple fact of the number of poison animals to human ratio on that island.
So it's not real because there's a lot of poisonous items? And drop bears? What's Jimmy Popeye?
Drop bears.
How many spiders I had to fight to be here?
Say that again.
Jimmy says, do you know how many spiders I had to fight just to be here?
And here's Gunter. And Kevin just subscribed with Prime on Twitch. Thank you very much. Drop bears are kind of the Australian version of this thing.
Oh. So his health is a little bit lowered, but jump and speed is good on that little guy.
Galtagrim and I were out exploring, and we found a horse with a higher than 13 speed. Everything else was absolutely garbage, especially his health was terrible. But his speed was great.
I didn't realize that I was out of golden carrots. So I fed one horse, but his companion didn't get fed. So no little horsies were created.
And Galtagrim says, "Good morning, all. How
Good morning.
Fairly well today.
All right, I'm instead going to go over here to where I want to build the horse. Oh, what happened to the?
Yesterday
There's supposed to be dirt.
Yesterday we had a massive recording day for shorts. We recorded 6 of them yesterday. Never done that before.
What is? Okay. I do have some green trees there. All righty. That tree just doesn't grow very tall, does it? Or do I let it grow longer?
It won't. Trees grow all at once in this game, unfortunately.
They grow all at once. So you get what you got, huh?
Get what you get. Yeah.
All right. Well, this is where the round track is going to go. It's going to go here, and we'll put my leather working guys. I notice I have a bed back here by chance, guys. See the bed?
It's just for midday sleeping if you need to, huh?
Right. For my midday naps. So I plan on the racetrack encompassing this area in through here. Now I do have to deal with the a cavern down here. So I mean, it's not lit up. It's not been explored. It's got water in it. So not quite sure what to do with it. It looks like it even has an exit out there to go towards another area that's open. But I think what I'll do is I'll build it up a certain level and then build stairs on down to get into it, so it can be explored later. But I'll basically cap over it. Let's see. Here's more of it down here. So need to go ahead and, cover that over. I need to, I've almost got all of this grassed in. You can see an occasional block I missed. But I'm not quite sure exactly. I want an equestrian track on the inside. In other words, kind of jumps and so forth. So I want the track big enough so that the inside of the track can be have steeplechases and so forth in it. And I want to use the white oak fencing here, so we can take down all this fencing and extend it outward. Use the white oak fencing for the interior of the track, and then also the exterior of the track to demarcate where the track is going to go. And then just in general, build this whole area up here to encompass the track. So I'm going to go ahead and continue deconstructing.
So Mr. Jaro is here.
Yeah.
Good to see him. And Donald Brown said in chat, he said, Doc hasn't specified what kind of brick, dirt, clay he wants to use for the track, apart from, the pale oak, which he said there was plenty doing for that. Did we come to a conclusion as to what to use?
I thought we had, but
I think we talked about brick, right?
I think that's what it's going to end up being. Of course, that's not going to replicate a normal thing, but then again, nothing's normal here in Minecraft, right? So I shouldn't worry about that.
Sure.
So, yeah, if we had red brick, some sort of red colored brick for the actual track, so we can get rid of cobblestone possibly.
Okay, yeah, Isolate was just asking for the road. Yeah, we have red brick's the thing. If you want a typical, bright red brick with the grout lines and everything.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Doc, let me show you up my screen real quick.
Okay.
Up on the big screen. That's regular brick.
Okay.
So
what is the that looks like cobblestone but it's red?
So this is brick.
Okay.
Okay. That's granite.
Is granite easy to procure?
Oh yeah. Everybody hates it.
Everybody hates it, but it would be good for a track.
Yeah, polished granite. And this is like a half detailed building here.
Okay.
So
how much polished granite can we get? Can we get a significant amount of that?
Oh yeah, polished granite's easy to get.
Okay.
So yeah, we can do both.
Then let's do polished granite for the track itself.
Oh, okay. And we can use this for buildings, stands, and
Exactly.
okay,
Yes.
sure.
And that's just called red brick.
It's clay and it turns into brick.
Okay.
Yeah, just bricks.
Okay.
So there's also a nether brick, which is a darker color of red. That we
Oh.
could also, yeah, it's just bricks. Yeah. There's also another form of brick that's much darker red
Uh-huh.
we could use.
I don't know that we need to. Hi. Hello, Gondelgrim. Your horse is transparent. I'm too close to it. Is that a skeleton horse? What has happened to your horse? That is a very unusual looking horse.
It is indeed, he says.
It's a skeleton horse?
Feeding.
Hmm.
Okay, so you have two people declaring their love for granite, which is fine. I think granite is just fine. I just used it in the build, but it seems to be one of those that's less appreciated.
Oh, we've got. Okay, come on. I'm kind of moving slow today.
Yeah, Oscar, I don't think Doc will enjoy that game.
Oscar, what?
Oscar is recommending a game that I don't think will quite hit them.
Well, and what's that game I need to put on my wish list?
Star Rupture.
Star Rusher?
Rupture.
Rupture. That's right.
Somebody recommended that in on stream a couple days ago, and I looked it up, and when I watched the trailer for it, and it was a lot of fun. Something fairly similar to.
Okay, hopefully somebody's sleeping. Before we get all kinds of creatures. And before Gondelgrim's horse decides to go all zombie on us.
And I'm heading there to meet up with Gondelgrim. Get there in time because we keep on missing each other here.
There's the light. The light returned. All right. All right. So now it's just basically adding more blocks so that we can flesh out this area going out this direction.
Okay.
So I'm going to kind of make the line here of how far out it needs to be built. I'll just continue making this line forward.
I see that ask, would you like me to procure some granite and bricks for you, Doc?
Please do, yes.
Isaac, if you can start with the granite, I do have a number of bricks and quite a bit of clay. So we could start with that. And we'll see how much we need after that. I have a whole bunch of clay I'm going to chuck into my smelter right now. I built a brand new smelting array with 64 furnaces. Montegrim declares, per the High Lord of Doctopia, the requisition materials for Doc's racetrack can be placed in the chest of the mayor's office.
Okay.
And it looks like I seen I had a question for you there in chat request.
Okay, Icy Night, where...
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft. Okay. Could I have our 2 stacks of iron blocks to make the granite mining easier? Oh, yes, please do. Oh, don't even give them back.
Doc, you're undermining the economy. Don't give stuff away for free. And if you ever need more...
I am a generous, benevolent individual.
I have iron blocks, 2 diamonds a stack for sale.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you take my iron stacks and go sell it to him?
Haha, there you go. I said I pay me money.
Actually, I'll sell them to you wholesale and you go make a retail price.
Okay. Wholesale price is
half retail.
If I ever start selling any, I'll start buying from you, okay?
Okay.
I'll start buying.
Okay.
When I'm... And Emmeline says, hey, Gramps, you don't have to fill in every block, just the top layer.
You're right. There's...
Oh, and Emmeline, Ella is very sad right now because she was in here watching up until the stream started. Now she has to go out there and work on the house. She will not be here for the stream too.
I don't think Emmeline has much empathy.
Interesting. People had to refresh over on. Twitch is not happy with our bitrate, although OBS thinks we're all right.
Weird.
And since we're on a Minecraft stream, we should have a few of our members. Did anybody lose a full set of netherite armor that was fully trimmed in the nether? Specifically,
was a full set of netherite armor found?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. You turd.
What? What happened? Oh.
You
jerk
face bozo breath. Golly.
Undoing all your hard work.
Yeah, no kidding. And I don't even get the blocks back to... I turn around and there's a bleeping, what's it duo thingy. Ready to blow up on me.
And Samuel Stenson says hello.
Hello, hello, hello. So
good to have you here.
I just, Emmeline makes a comment that I only need to fill in the topmost blocks, and what I'm really afraid of is sinkholes. I mean, I don't want my horses racing all of a sudden and falling into a hole that I only filled with one layer of block.
Yeah.
So I can't have that.
I will try to light the place up, but yeah, if there is a creeper or whatever else, it'd be much better if the ground was soft.
I was mostly joking, Robert. and you couldn't tell. You know, that's the problem with some of my jokes is nobody can tell I'm joking at times.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah, I think it says it quite possibly came from local caves. Yep. There's skeleton ground coming up the road.
Are they going to adjust the build distance in the next update?
Oh,
Remember they rejected the build distance in the last update?
uh-huh.
Okay. And then here's the big hole. Oof, 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 oof. Big, big hole. Better be very careful. Not to fall into the hole.
Oof. Is that gonna go right through the where you wanted to?
It's going to go through this corner, yes.
Oh,
So
boy.
we're going to have to, you know, build down 2 or 3 blocks and make sure we put a good lid on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave the port part out there, far that's beyond the square,
Okay.
open. But we need to cover this part over here that I'm facing.
Okay.
Ooh, wow. Okay. I just need to go get some more dirt. Need to get some more dirt. I need to put a gate here. So I'm gonna grab gates and and all right, I'm sleeping through the night. Soul tortures.
It's
Gonna
supposed to be
show 'em
torches.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
All right, there is. And I have worked long enough that I am weak and tired. So I had to eat. Eat.
Food.
Dirt. All right, plenty of more dirt. More dirt. Dirt. Oh, we ought to give a membership to Emmeline. Let her get on board and play with us.
Mm-hmm.
She ought to be building here too. What do you think, Emily?
Trumpkin says you probably want to put torches down there, so you don't have creatures spawning underneath you throughout the whole race.
If they're capped off, how would they come up?
They couldn't come up, but they'll just spawn there.
I mean, you know, I can put torches down there. Didn't want to.
Yeah, Trumpkin says, the zombies would just moan a lot. Complain.
Moan and complain because they can't get up here, huh?
And Emmeline says, yes, very enthusiastic.
I mean, this is a beautiful cavern. I would love to go exploring it, and frankly, we'll just explore it from, from the other end, because there's another entrance to this. So,
Okay.
I'd say I can't pick up the coal, but I at least got the experience.
We are bringing a lot of dirt for you. Looks like you do a good job filling in all that stuff. And Zoloflare asks, Minecraft today? Yes, sir. We now are doing Minecraft Thursdays. Actually, we've been doing
What is this red stuff?
That's granite.
How did I get a block of granite?
Looks like somebody dropped it to you.
Well, okay, I need to be careful when I highlight over it, make sure it's dirt and not granite. It looks like there's another block of granite here. Okay, it got mixed in with, so somebody must have dropped it to me And there's another stack of granite. And another stack. Okay.
And Megalith is here. Hello, hello. Good to see you.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, let's continue filling this in.
And Andrestea says, "Good morning. This will be my first ever interaction with Minecraft, not counting the movie, of course, but the actual game."
Okay.
Cool. It is a very peculiar game.
It is. I still recoil at the fact that the reality factor is non-existent.
True. Yeah. And Mozzarella's here saying, "Good morning. Good to see you."
He said good morning, right?
From Mozzarella. Yeah. I don't want to hear from you, Doc. Satisfactory isn't real either. Yes, the one set on a foreign planet.
Yep. Set on a foreign planet with creatures that don't emulate real life. I understand. But it actually has real supply chain reality to it. Stuff
yes.
I can relate to. Yes.
Where you can, yes, that's like a world where you can insta-build in seconds, not having to worry about physics or inspectors. Well, we do have to worry about inspectors.
Yeah.
Iceland is here, so Solar Fire says, "I made tic-tac-toe in Python today. Still isn't 100% working, but it works." Oh, and my microphones are all the way out. I'm sorry, guys. I've been quiet.
Ah, that's better.
I apologize. Okay, let's go, Godwin.
Okay, we're getting there. Okay, well, we got that part of the cavern cap. On the advice of my experts online, I did light up as much of the cave as I could reach informally. So
And Megalith said, "Today I made an algorithm that poisons images so AI models can't really understand them, while humans can see them clearly."
interesting. Until somebody writes an algorithm in AI to decrypt whatever you did to quote unquote poison it, I guess.
Yeah. I've seen some people on YouTube do some stuff like that in the past, and unfortunately, the poisoning is kind of a very general. You're throwing, a couple images in a huge heap, right? So they're never able to really prove that it worked, although it always worked in theory in testing, right?
I watched a very disturbing video today on one of my favorite actresses, at least for her NCIS character, Cody DePablo. Played Ziva David in in NCIS. And I just loved the character.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, it's saying that she was sentenced to life in prison, and it has this elaborate story of being. It's just a slam piece. Literally, you could. I wonder if they're not opening themselves up to a libel case in this instant, saying that she got involved with a company called Sentinel that was a security company, but it had a nefarious background where it was um, blackmailing people and putting in spyware on people and so forth and so on.
Oh, really?
And that supposedly she was charged as an accessory um, or an enabler of some sort and sentenced to life in prison, and that it was all over the tabloids, and that her life was ruined, and on it went. It was a 30-minute video.
Wow.
And I'm looking at this, I'm saying, I haven't seen any word of this. And, my feed is, partially full of entertainment type stuff that it should have popped up for a big name actress like that to end up in that situation. So I did all the searching I can, and AI could not find any substantiation to it, and I couldn't find any other articles outside this video. Nothing.
Huh.
So I actually did something rare. I made a comment on the video, and I said, "This video appears to be totally fiction. Cannot find any substantiation to any of the statements made in this video." We'll see if the comment even stays or if it gets deleted by the author.
Okay, Doc, if you come on up here, Gonzalcom has brought over some other bricks just to kind of show you, or some other blocks to kind of show you.
Okay.
So this is nether brick.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you see it's just a darker, darker,
red,
more maroon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this might be good for some stuff. And these are two different colors of terracotta. Now this is white and orange terracotta. Okay.
Okay.
And then you notice there's a variety of the torch and the lantern. This is the soul torch and the soul lantern.
Okay.
That are slightly different as well.
And is there a benefit of having a soul torch versus a regular torch? Or a soul lantern versus a regular lantern?
Here it's purely color.
Just purely color. Okay. How many stacks of granite do we want? I don't know, because I'm sure it's going to take a lot, because the track is going to be quite large.
I think I'd say, start with 10 stacks or so, because we're mixing in with a bunch of other stuff too.
Yeah.
So.
And here's our. Okay.
Yeah, the top chest here is also full of dirt.
Dirt.
Okay.
More
Doit.
dirt.
Very doity.
Very doity. Okay. Very good, because you can see I'm making progress. Here's the line that I want to maintain.
Okay.
Anything to the left of the line over there gets filled in and leveled out, and it's and the end of that. None of Doc's base is lit up. What base are you talking about that's not lit up? So the next piece is that I've got to, carefully jump down here and build out and build a couple levels down here to, gosh, I'd love to go and get all the experience from those. I've got to build over this area because
Okay.
I'm going to put some fences in here.
Okay, and people have kind of pointed out that there is a light level difference with the soul torches. They aren't as bright as the regular torches. So regular torches are better for lighting up the area to prevent creepers from spawning and stuff.
Oh, soul torches are better? Or
No, regular
torches?
torches are better.
Okay.
Light level of 14 versus 10. So you don't have to spend as many to light up the same area.
Okay. So you can see that you can basically see this is the back line of the lot.
Okay.
And I just need to work on cautiously getting over this.
Okay. And this is for just the kind of the first two courses. This isn't The cross country. Is there a
No,
specific
this
name
is
for
not the
cross
cross
country?
country. Is there a specific what?
Is it called anything different or just cross country?
I don't think it's going to be called anything different. I don't know what to call it if I don't call it cross country.
Okay. Yeah, so Megalith kind of gave a bit of an update on his, or gave an explanation of his algorithm. He says, ChatGPT and frontier models can understand the poison images, but the smaller models can't. And he's not really adding more to a pool, so I don't know. Okay, so you've just generated an algorithm. The the people that I saw were posting their stuff on DeviantArt, which was being crawled by the most popular engines. And so by posting poisoned images to DeviantArt, the hope was that their art would be picked up by these models and would be poisoned by them. Was the concept.
Interesting.
But at this point, he's just...
DeviantArt is there to make money with their art.
Yeah. So, but he showed off a couple of images he made, and of course, you know, the example image and poisoning it doesn't look any different to us, but I wish these images weren't so small. Let me see.
There is a donkey close by, hee-hawing.
Darn donkeys.
Hee-haw. Crazy.
Okay, not gonna show my screen. Okay, this is Megalith's accomplishment here.
Okay.
So
just making sure I'm safe before I let up my keys.
image of a
Interesting
cat, and
Yes.
this is a heat map of where the AI focused its attention in order to understand what it was a picture of. So this is a normal image. So you see it's focused a lot on the chest area of the cat, okay, when trying to decipher the image. After he poisoned it, that's how the heat map changes. Okay, so when he runs it through the same algorithm and through the same AI, it now is focusing on a different area of the image because there's something that he did to the image to corrupt it, to poison it, right?
Okay.
And so he says most models look at this and say it's a golden retriever.
Okay.
So, but if you look at the original images, it's just a cat for us.
Okay.
So anyway, that's what he showed off. That's pretty cool. And Solar Flare with his tic-tac-toe game. He says it uses an AI to make choices, but has a winning system and it looks really cool. Very cool. You know, it's hard now because we've used the term AI to mean something other than large language models forever, and now nearly all AI is just large language models, right?
Yeah, but
They're
AI can be
ridiculous.
any intelligent system.
Yeah,
You know, anything that makes decisions based on input.
yeah. Solar Flare says that's clearly a golden lab.
Okay, I'm not in a position to sleep, folks. So if anybody can, I would appreciate it.
I'm going. Hey, Doc, would you mind turning on your camera? Or, sorry, turn on your recordings.
Okay, now just bear with me while I get my tech documents back up here.
Okay.
And it's recording.
Cool. I'll just keep filling things in with dirt.
Then I need to run back there and get this granite out of my bags. Oh gosh, tedious. Those people who do these huge buildings just amaze me that they've got the patience to, just keep persevering block after block after block,
Yep.
Especially the crazy person that built that huge monstrosity of a structure off in the distance there.
What huge monstrosity in the distance? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know you don't, because you don't want to admit that you built it.
I was just doing my duty as a citizen of this town. Caldergrove says, speaking of the wayward son, how is Garrick doing this morning? Great question.
How is he doing, or what is he doing?
Los dos.
Dos, yes, both. I mean, he should be with us here. What's the deal? He is not on. What is the deal?
Yeah.
He's definitely not out walking the dog right now. Pouring rain outside.
Oh man. Caldergrove, I don't think he's gonna buy 5 stacks of sensors. That'd be a lot. And it's Wabbit season. Just subscribed with Prime. He says subscribe for 5 months. Currently on a 5-month streak.
Fantastic. And boy, that 5 months is appreciated very, very much. Okay. I'm going to go back in my hole here and keep filling in.
Oh, interesting. Okay, Andrestea says, Doc, I found another video on Coat.
Cody de Pablo?
Yeah. And in the description it says, Coat de Pablo, best known for her iconic role as Ziva David on NCS, find herself at the center of a shocking and fictional courtroom drama. In this alternate storyline, the beloved actress has been sentenced to life imprisonment for following a high-profile investigation that rocked the entertainment industry. Interesting. Actually, you know what? That reminds me of, probably about a year now. A year ago, there was somebody put out a video using the likeness of a random farming YouTuber and started telling some weird fantastical story about him. And the story about him and his dogs and everything else. And it wasn't true at all. And he contacted YouTube about it. He's like, hey, look, this person's like spreading some weird stuff about me. What's going on? And basically YouTube says, oh, it's a fiction story. It's fair use because it's not, it's using your face and everything, but it's not exactly stomping on your channel or anything. So,
Okay, so in other words, they've got to take it up in the courtroom.
yeah, but even then in the court, I don't know how much.
Well, I mean, if that kind of stuff about okay, I think one of my favorite actors, Johnny Depp, is a prime example of the kind of nonsense that can go on when somebody decides to start defaming you. When his wife starts,
all that nonsense, yeah.
All the nonsense about him abusing her, which later was found to be totally unfounded in the courts. But the damage had already been done.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the question: is it really defamatory? Is it clearly fiction? Which the video you watched obviously was not clearly fiction.
It wasn't clearly stated as fiction, that's for sure.
Right. So. And Lone Wolf is new. Says hello in chat. There on Twitch.
So what's the difference between a dirt block and a grass block? Somebody using soft touch to
yes, if you silk touch on grass, it'll pick it up as grass block, but eventually the grass will just spread and cover all the dirt with grass.
Where's the granite being put? That's the granite.
Isonet, very helpful, says grass is green and dirt is brown.
Thank you so much. I needed that. I needed that definition. Okay.
Oh, and Alexa, I'm sorry, says phase 1 and tier 3 all done in 1 hour 45 minutes. So did tier 1 first, then tier 2, but started 1.2, then 1.1, and then 1.3. So that slight modification that boosted her speed. And I think that's just because you're able to build at the very beginning using splitters. Is having to rebuild later. So she's using pure nodes on splitters from the very beginning.
Yep. Yeah, we had a discussion about order this morning. And, I basically said, well, I kind of draw the line in doing, tier 2 stuff before you get done with tier 1 stuff, but within the tiers, I think it's totally fine to mix things up.
Yeah.
And you're right. Tier 1.2 or something gives you the splitters and mergers, which are, quite critical for, miners that do twice as much as what a smelter can smelt. So you've got waste there. Not in the case of iron, but in other cases. Like I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the limestone miners can do twice as much as what the constructor can build in concrete. I am a little bit concerned. We're making sure we've got good levels of dirt filling in these holes. But over the caverns over there, we've gonna only have 2 levels of dirt. And I know if I use my shovel,
Uh-huh.
I can cut through 2 levels of dirt without even hardly blinking.
Yeah.
So, you know, be cautious when we build over there that you don't dig down below you, beneath you.
Agreed. Yeah, Ice and I, if you want to help build it and fill in the cavern, that'd be great, especially if you have like cobblestone or something.
I've got so much dirt, I'm just building it in with dirt.
Here it is again. Anderson says, so basically Minecraft is the opposite side of Doc collecting all the leaves in Satisfactory. Well.
And what's really weird is that a lot of YouTubers are starting to use Tucker Carlson's image a lot.
For what?
Just for their thumbnail. And it has
Weird.
nothing at all to do with Tucker Carlson and nothing about Tucker Carlson either is in the
Just like they kind of used to do with Alex Jones a lot.
really?
Yeah.
Attention, Fixit has granted you a single Butterfinger consumption event.
Oh,
Please
really?
savor it responsibly. Additional units remain classified and inaccessible.
Fix-It is
Enjoy the illusion
everywhere.
of freedom. It pairs well with chocolate.
Even in Minecraft.
Fix-It is even
It's what happens
in our Minecraft world. How astounding.
It's Wabbit season.
Rabbit season what?
Commented, it's the frogs. It's the chemicals in the water. Yeah.
Well, I guess Fix-It allows its employees to go build on another world for a while
We go.
Just for recreation.
And Alexa says if you have a pure node, you can start tier 2. When you get to tier 2, you start with 2.5. And that's because in 2.5 you get the new conveyors.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good. Polar player says I cannot. Oh. Yeah, yeah, and the other half of Alexa's comment was if you're only using normal nodes, you're better off starting with 2.1 or 2.2. Trying to get the better conveyors isn't really useful if you aren't on a pure node. Which means, you know, if we start getting to the point of wanting to optimize that, we might need to find a new starting location.
Okay.
Okay, Doc, can you unmute your voice chat?
Unmute my voice chat.
Yep.
Unmute my voice chat. Tell me what we're talking about.
In Minecraft should be the N key.
Okay. My N key throws my things that's in my hand.
Then M.
M.
There it is. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, in the bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah. It also gets rid of my map.
Ugh, we're gonna have to fix that.
Yeah, exactly.
We are already out of dirt.
Go to the crates that are just inside my other paddock over there.
Okay.
There's tons of dirt over there too.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Duck.
Hello. You don't have more for me to go investigate,
I
do
cannot
you?
hear you. Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay.
How's it going?
Slow but sure, it's getting there. Definitely getting there.
Do you
Oh.
mind if I pull you away for a minute?
If you must, I suppose we could do that. Let's go.
I was doing some investigating and I found a stash of some sort and I wanted to get your opinion on it.
Okay.
Yes, Solo Flare, we did move to a server. And unfortunately, I'm talking from Duck's mouth right now because he has his voice chat on, which is pretty funny.
Robert, by the way, you sound perfect through Duck's mic, but Duck is like almost imperceptible.
Oh, interesting.
I just lost my screen again, Robert. There we go.
Can you speak again, Dad?
Okay. Hi. It's me.
Wow.
Where are we going?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
like incredibly quiet, but you sound like
Yeah,
crystal
through the
clear.
voice chat, you're really quiet. Can you open up the voice mod? Press
The voice mod.
the voice chat. You changed all your default settings, so I don't know what the number is. I know what the key. It's usually N. So you have to go into your key bindings.
Options. Roles.
Or V, sorry. Try V. I'm thinking.
V.
There we go. Okay, go to settings.
Okay.
Select microphone
This one.
at the bottom.
Select microphone.
That should be the right one. But it's not working.
It's possible that it's.
Yeah, try that one.
And does that make it any better?
That's good.
Ooh, that's incredibly better.
Okay.
Yep, there you go. Okay.
Okay.
Now you just hit escape to exit this.
Okay. All right. We ready to? Oh, you've changed
There we go.
costume here.
I took off my armor.
Ah, okay.
Alright, so when you last investigated that hideout, there was a piece of paper with some coordinates on it
Okay.
that I wanted to check out, and to my surprise, it led right underneath the election center.
Oh, really?
So if you want to see, there you go. You
What?
can walk on down.
What is
There's a
this?
chest here.
Oof. That is quite the cave down here.
Yeah, it's pretty mighty. I had to clean out a few baddies.
And there's a cave with a bunch of interesting stuff in it. Enchanted iron swords and stuff. Okay. Not a whole lot important in there. Not anything incriminating anyway.
Well, what caught my eye is what the enchantments are on the items.
Okay. Knockback and unbreaking. Protection, an aqua affinity, and depth strider and unbreaking. So why would that be interesting to you?
Well, Aqua Affinity and Depth Strider are 2 water enchantments, and there's a fishing rod in there.
Okay.
I think our guy might be an ocean dweller of some sort.
Okay.
And a boat, yeah, that's true.
And a boat, yeah. Interesting.
So I think our next stop may be ocean bound,
Okay. Wow.
possibly in the Docklantic.
In the Docklantic, huh?
Yeah, that's our main ocean.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, interesting.
That's
do-
all I have for you so
So
far.
you think, okay, so you think that, that somebody may have messed up the voting from down there?
It would make sense. That is where the votes got funneled to with the hopper.
Okay.
There's the hopper. So someone could have been down there while we were voting to just snatch up the real votes and replace them.
Huh.
At least that's my theory anyway.
And so do we have any clue yet as to who that might be? That you're
I have my suspects, but
okay.
I care not to accuse before really finding out.
Okay. Alrighty. You gonna be able to replace this one block that's missing?
You might have picked it up. That's all the nut I had. It could be in your inventory.
What am I? Oh, yes. Yes, I ended up picking up one block.
Thank you, thank you.
Okie dokie.
Well, that's all I had for you. Thank you.
Interesting, interesting. The investigation continues. Okay.
Indeed.
So what's this big orange building here?
Ah, that's my new shop.
That's your new shop?
Yes, Ben and J-Ro and I are working on a new shop where we are going to sell frog lights.
And is it meant to be an orange frog?
It's one giant frog that someone took a piece of wool off of, apparently.
Okay. So this is all made of wool textures?
Wool, concrete, sandstone, sand, and some mud.
Alrighty. Interesting.
You can walk on the inside over here. There's stairs. It's the spiral staircase, which I know you love.
Oh, yes, those wonderful spiral staircases I love to fall off of. There's the indoors.
Yeah. There we go.
Very orange.
So,
Very orange. Okay.
soon this will have frog lights for sale, but we don't even have one right now, so I can't even put them on display.
Frog lights or frog legs?
Frog lights. So they're kind of like glowstone, where they're full block lights, and they come in yellow, green, and purple.
Oh, various colors. Oh, that'll be cool.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
and you've got glass doors? Or are they just decoration?
Those are decoration. But those are my signature doors.
All right. Very cool. Well, let me know when you have those lights. I'm actually making it.
Oh, we will.
I'm actually starting to make enough money with my horse sales that I can actually start affording something now. So
Oh, got some spending money.
yes,
That's good.
a little bit. little bit. All right. Okay, so which direction is home?
Home is this way.
Okay. Oh, in the direction of that awful looking monstrosity at the end of the road.
The hideous, hideous throne. Yes, I agree. And here you
We
are.
should-
Here's Duck Avenue.
We should deconstruct that throne and harvest the stuff in it for the good of the community.
I like that idea. I was thinking TNT, but yours seems more economical.
Okay. I need to go ahead and knock down my white oak over here and replant so we got enough white oak to keep building white oak fences.
You can always buy it from Icy Night.
That's
Now
true.
that you have spending money.
Yeah, but if I can make it, I shouldn't have to spend it, right?
That's true. That's true.
No, keto.
Okay.
Okay, if you mute up, we can kind of go back to streaming like normal. There you go. Cool. So for those who are a little bit behind after the stolen election, Doc did some good investigation. That video will come out next week because we had some issues with the recordings. So next week we'll see an update on what Doc found. And you guys got a little bit more of their investigation. Apparently, whoever it was left behind some stuff in a chest.
So the problem is, Gondelgrim is
Oh, and Gongram's asking you to come with him.
oh, I'm right with Gondelgrim right now.
Yeah, he says come this way.
Oh, I can't sprint because I need to eat. Now I can sprint.
Very
Okay.
nice.
So, Gondelgrim, what do you have to say? Oh, nice. Pale oak. Good. All kinds of stuff. Okay, good. And a bed that we can sleep in if we need to really quick. Okay.
So Kiray over on Twitch says, I just had to Alt F4 Satisfactory because I went out of rendering range my coal plant. For some reason, all my power went out.
Oh, ouch.
Oof. That's so fun.
Nope, that's no fun. I got another thing of granite in my bag that I didn't know I had.
Okay, so Alexa sent me an image of there in Satisfactory, kind of showing some nice clusters of nodes we might want to try out this next game. And here, Doc, more dirt for you.
Okay. Loading me up with more dirt. And we're gonna have to clear out all this brush eventually. And let's see, let me start extending the fence out this direction. I need to go,
We want to square it off out front there.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Okay. Captain says he's got some errands to run, so
Okay.
see you later.
This isn't granite, is it? Okay, I am putting dirt down. It's not turning green right away.
Right. Alexis says, "What's up, Doc? No sound on that yet."
Sound on what?
Yeah. Are you guys hearing Doc game sounds? I really dislike how leaves have a hitbox. Or, sorry, flowers have a hitbox. It's so silly. It's like you can place it over the top of the tall grass, but not over flowers. Nope, we do not. Oh, no sound on that yet. Yeah. Right now, we only have sound on redemption items. And time to go. There we go. Solar Flare is now over on Twitch. So we can get some points. Did you eat your Butterfinger, Doc?
I did not.
Gosh darn it.
Oh. I think I'm gonna hop up here and watch somebody else who's much better at building just build for bits. I hear him go crunch, 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 crunch over. Oh boy, this one's crumbly.
Alexa says, I'm thinking of doing another speedrunner while pulling Caterium and hopefully get the hard drive to use to make Caterium wire. It's a gamble, but if I do get Caterium wire, all wire issues will disappear.
Interesting.
That's actually a great point. A great thought. Do you go for the consistent or do you just gamble several times to potentially get something that's significantly better? I'm gonna head back to my base and pick up all the bricks that I was smelting. Should have a whole bunch.
Not what I wanted.
No, IC9. I'm gonna go there and AFK. But I have 64 smelters, so I mean it's gonna count through a double chest even pretty quick. So Doc, the reason why the Caterium wire would be so nice is that it produces 120 per minute as opposed to just 30 per minute. So if she gets lucky and gets the right hard drive, that'd be a huge boost to your time in the speedrun.
Okay. Okay, just ran out of fencing.
And a little bit ago, Solar Flare did note that we are now on a server with Minecraft instead of on a realm, which allows us to do the proximity chat, which we showed off earlier with Caffeinated. And he asked what other mods we had installed. We did do a bunch just for server management, but the only like ones for the, for your guys' experience, I think was just that. I don't think we added anything else that changes how the gameplay goes.
Okay, so we have a gate to get in and out, get to the crates over here. We have gates to get over to the other side here until we take this down. Big question is whether this is going to be large enough to do a horse race oval. This isn't a thunderstorm, is it? This is just rain?
Yeah, it's just rain.
Okay. I think I might... Yes. Yeah. I think this is looking good.
And as usual, I'm an idiot.
I usually say that when I'm placing down painters or machines, and I get them back.
Yeah, I just put whole blocks of clay into my smelter. And full blocks of clay turns into terracotta when you smelt it, and that's not what I want.
I hope it doesn't get muddy in the rain.
You know, we can put mud in there as an actual decorative block if you wanted to.
Yeah, as long as the horses don't get stuck in it when they race. But then again, it's probably mud that doesn't act like mud, right?
Yeah, icing it is correct. That just doesn't happen.
Man, it's just raining, raining, raining outside.
Yeah, unlike in real life, where it is very definitely getting muddy outside.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's raining like crazy outside and in the game. Now, I'm getting tired of rain, folks. I'm getting tired of rain. Okay. So, what we want to start doing now is to actually start laying out the tracks. So, um, I'm thinking the track is going to end up being a bit diagonal. Had we decided that we were going to do mud for the track? And if so, do we have mud blocks? Do we mud for the track, or were we going to do
I think we
granite?
talked about doing brick for the track.
Brick. Okay. Do we have brick yet?
I'm spelting it up right now.
Okay. So we don't quite have brick yet, but I can
Right.
start cutting where we're going to lay the brick down.
Definitely.
And I think
Donovan said there is some brick in the chest there. So. Archon says, but didn't you spend quite some time in the green part of Washington? Should be used to rain, rain, rain. Or just that cloudy overcast. Yeah, I think you got kind of sick of the rain, 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 though.
oh, I got real tired of that. I mean, I grew up there and just anyway.
Ice Knight asks, is this going to be a circle or oval or what?
It's gonna be more of a square with rounded corners. So, if that makes sense.
Okay. And Lexa says, I love rain. It's romantic.
Oh, really? It is actually romantic, but it's just not fun.
First chat from Hyper. He says, Graph is a better world than I can make. Good stuff. And the gaming veterans here. Says, morning, y'all.
Morning.
Good to see ya. How's the USS Enterprise coming? Mr. Jar makes a good point. He says rain also helps away with washing out all the annoying pollen out of the air.
Yeah. I think that's more of a myth.
What?
I know in the Seattle area, like when the alder trees decided to pollinate and left yellow, powder all over everything.
Oh, yeah.
When it was in the middle of a non-rainy period of time. It did wash that off, but it didn't really slow down the allergy part of it. For some reason, pollen was still very much in the air. The rain seemed to.
Oh, our connections. Gone wonky. Yeah, we got some Twitch lag, guys.
Twitch lag, you call
Yeah.
it? And YouTube, yeah, thunderstorm outside. And we've only got 9 viewers on YouTube at the moment and 18 viewers on Twitch. So hang in there, folks, while our
Gaming veteran
current rainstorm goes away.
Gaming veteran said his work on the Enterprise is on hold, waiting for 1.1 to be stable. Work will progress when submittals are approved.
Okay, so somebody hitched their horse over here, and it's deciding to be on top of the fence. And this horse is outside the fence. Okay.
Yep, guys, we're still here. It didn't quite break, but it's hitching a little bit.
Okay, so here's bricks. Okay, were we gonna do bricks or mud for the?
I think bricks.
Okay, we've got a bunch of half slabs of bricks. That's not. So we're gonna do bricks. Okay. And you turn dirt into bricks. So I've got only 64 at this point. Yeah, I only have 64 brick at this point. If somebody can put together some of that, I'll start filling in kind of where the edge of the track is going to go at least.
You should probably toss all the extra dirt you have back in the chest. Make room for everything else.
Yeah. Okay, we got brick in hand. That'll go here and here. So this will be kind of the corner.
Gaming vet says pollen is bad around the sound area. Was stationed there for 8 years.
Puget Sound, yeah, exactly. Stationed there. So that would probably be Navy if you were stationed there, possibly Air Force if you were at McChord in Tacoma. So that is, I think, going to be the kind of the corner. I went 10 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's see if I counted right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11 blocks, obviously, to the corner. I went 10 blocks in from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I went 11 blocks over. That's why it went 11 blocks. So we're going 11 blocks from the corner.
Gaming vet, he said he was in Fort Lewis in the
Fort
Army.
Lewis. In the Army. Fort Lewis. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 11. So we're going in 11 blocks from the corner to make the diagonal across. And then we just need to figure out how wide we want the track to be. We definitely want it wide enough so 4 or 5 horses at least. So maybe 6 wide would be appropriate. So that would be 6 wide here.
Don't forget that.
Robert's going to be AFK. You probably just heard the door open and close. Robert's going to be AFK for a bit. Okay, so that's kind of the path, and then I'll go work on the next corner. Um, Alrighty. Okay. So the next corner is going to start there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Three, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. Six, 7, 8, 10, 11. Okay. Hey, Robert, how's it going on the brick? Or now is brick made out of granite? Let's see. All right. What about JBLM? JBLM, not familiar with that. Forgot that I got hay fever. Yeah, I was not fun a few months with cottonwood trees popping and the farmers tilling the fields. Yeah, yep, so true. That, yeah. Nice equestrian track around this. I think this is going to work out fine. Okay. Hey, did you get wet enough?
Oh, a little bit. It's kind of pouring out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh boy. If I didn't say it earlier, I love the rain. I love the sound of the rain. I love everything about it.
I don't like trucks getting stuck in the rain.
Okay, yeah, that's not fun.
Because we've been trying to help Matt get his house built, and it's been a little bit challenging because he needs to build, with a lift. And okay, and there's our edge. It's really too bad that they won't let us jump over a fence.
Uh-huh. Shirt Brother in chat says, great shirt today, Doc.
Oh, you like that? It's a little sparkly, isn't it?
Okay.
All right. You're on mud detail. Building brick for us, Robert?
I'm getting bricks for you.
Well, we pretty much dug out the whole path for the track. We're just in need of the brick now to fill it in. Well, we were going to fill in the road with brick.
Okay.
Brick like this. So
Icy Knight, can you repeat whatever it is you were wondering about?
he was asking if I wanted to fill it in with granite. So are we going to do it in granite or brick?
So typically people use more than one to add a little bit of texture to it.
Okay.
So I would imagine we do the majority of it out of brick, but then we use some granite for texturing, you know, showing areas that are a little bit more worn or stuff like that, right?
Okay. He wants to know if you want me to fill it in with granite. Sure, go ahead. And then we'll just, yes, and then we'll just intersperse brick here and there. There we go.
Yeah,
That's what he's doing. Okay.
yeah, kind of like what we did with the road. Yeah.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, I have a bunch of brick here.
Okay. And you're bringing it here where
I'll
at?
bring it to you. It's going to
Okay.
take me a minute to get back, but
I need to drop off a bunch of mud and grass and a bunch of I need to drop off a bunch of dirt.
everyone inside right now is complaining about the weather,
Oh,
how wet it is.
in our house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know. Oh yeah. Gondor brought over a horse. Wants you to take a look at the speed.
Of this horse? Okay. Oh, health is red.
Uh huh.
Health is red. Jump is really poor, but speed 13.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean that's a racehorse.
That is a racehorse as long as it doesn't do the steeplechase part.
Right. Yep. So yeah, that's Gondorgrim's horse that he found while we were out exploring.
Oh, you just found that exploring. That's pretty incredible.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to work on the corner fences then.
Okay.
While you bring mud over and the brick over and yeah, I'm going to work on these corner fences.
Okay. I need to do some special tricks here because having 64 furnaces is great, but when you only have one minecart that's filling all of them, the minecart is very definitely the
choke point.
slowest part. Yeah, the choke point. So, and yeah, I see. I'll bring over some mud and stuff.
I need to take a stretch break for a moment, just a sec.
Sure. What is petrichor, Archon? Oh, hey Doc, Garrett's calling.
Garrett's calling.
Yeah.
Why should he be calling?
Well, maybe he wants us to join the stream now.
Wow, maybe you ought to let him. Maybe.
Hey, Garrett. Can't hear you just yet.
Okay, I'm.
Tyson says, "Tell him no." It's not lighting up for me. It's mine. Oh.
Okay.
There he is. Hey, Garrett.
Okay, well, I'm trying to figure out where to join him.
Oh, probably because of the rain. Do you have your AC going as well? Yeah. I bet you it's the rain.
Okay.
Oh, that would be good.
So I'm not seeing anywhere to answer the call from him.
Okay, top left corner of Discord. Second from the top bubble should have like our three images in it.
I'm there.
There he is.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Fine.
So, being without a strict schedule is really doing a number on me.
It is, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you ought to get yourself a strict schedule then.
Good, you guys.
I'd really like to. That's not ever been something that's been easy for me.
Petrichor is the
Is
smell
sure
of
is
settling
my
dust
cursor.
during rain. Ah, I'm glad to finally have a name for it. I love the smell of petrichor. Then, or how it said. Okay, Ice Knight says, "Oh no, not to you." Garrett, I logged in this morning, and there were pillagers that all spawned inside my villager trading hall, and executed 4 of them.
What?
Yeah. I was lucky because I had pulled up our server host, and I was looking at the console at the time when they started dying. Otherwise, I would have had no clue, and I would have lost all of them.
All right.
Is your trading hall just open to the air?
It still has one. It's a completely covered building, and it still has one hole in the wall for a rail to go through, go in.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy. Because I've only ever seen pillagers at my base once. And I really would rather them show up more often because they're the best things for scaring villagers.
Hmm.
They don't die in sunlight, is the biggest
Yeah.
thing.
Okay, I finally have all the bricks made.
So I am curious who made the railway up to my gold farm.
Oh.
Not complaining. I think it's a good addition.
That wasn't
but
you?
Somebody built a railway, and nope, I didn't.
Doc, Garrett's gold farm is now safe to use.
It is now safe to use.
Yes, sir. Somebody built a rail line to get you up and down.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's a good addition.
Just wish you knew who built it.
Yeah.
And Jaro thought it was you.
Yeah, well, it makes sense for most people to think it was me because the farm is mine. But I'd really like to give thanks where it's due. Icy Knight, if you take the Nether Highway to my base, it will take you onto the Nether roof, and then you get onto another ice highway going directly south, and it'll take you there.
It's Wabbit season, says something rather interesting.
Yeah.
Says, nothing fires me up on a Friday, last week of the day of the week for me, than the light cavalry overture. Makes me want to charge Russian lines haphazardly.
The Light Cavalry Overture, huh?
Can't say I know what that one is off the top of my head.
Nope, I can't either.
I think it's one of those. Isn't it one of the real classics that stuck around for a very long time?
Probably.
Yeah. JRO wanted to bring a cleric villager up here as well, but I'm in the same position. I've been meaning to do that for a while, but Just never had it in me to do it.
For the rotten flesh.
Yeah. And the gold, but
That's true. Wabbit season, yes, it's one of the classics. But hey, Doc, you kind of penned yourself in here.
Yeah, I did. So I need to put a gate over there. Yes, that's where I'm going to put a gate, right there.
So, Doc, if you notice with the brick here, you can just look across the fence
Uh-huh.
that Gauntlgrim is using
The half
slabs
slabs?
here.
Mm-hmm.
But if you use a slab on the top half of the brick, when you're walking over the top, there's no difference. See
Okay.
that? So,
It's visually the same. It's functionally the same.
yep.
Okay. And does it use half the supplies?
And it uses half the supplies.
It does, huh?
Okay, so I brought over all the bricks I made. I also brought over not a ton, but some bricks, some mud bricks and brick slabs, if you guys want to use a little bit of that too.
And TJ from DK has an interesting comment. I don't know who Dixon Snyder is. So no, I didn't know he was leaving Mojang. Haven't kept up with that news yet.
Huh.
But
Okay. Well, let me look it up and see what's going on.
Garrett,
yeah.
typing really loud.
Why is typing suddenly being a problem again?
Probably because you changed your filter.
I changed it back.
Okay, well, it's okay. I'm just letting you know so you can change it. Garrett's my emotional child.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, you've got 2 daughters, and I've seen them.
Okay, so emotional son then. All right. Okay, so go ahead.
So that first time chat is a meme joke making you say crude words when you read that name out loud. So that is not a real person. They did not leave Mojang. That was just a mean joke from TJ. But then he followed up by asking a very reasonable, are you a medical doctor?
No. Not a medical doctor, just a PhD.
Just.
Yep. Interesting brick here. We got all kinds of bricks coming out here, huh? That's an interesting brick there and there.
Crisp doesn't seem to have a problem with the keyboard.
Good. And the rain has calmed down. But
Yeah. At least for the moment.
It's Wabbit season says, at least you don't try to feel included like those of the dental profession. I'm a medical doctor when they're dentists. Sure.
At least you don't try to be included in. Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Oh, so Garrett, it's Wabbit season was meaning the movement with the Charge of the Light Brigade with the Light Cavalry Overture. He intended to talk about the Charge of the Light Brigade.
Okay. Yeah, I'm familiar with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 90% sure I know which one you mean. It's a pretty popular one.
Good rousing orchestral piece.
I wonder if we need to cut these corners a little bit deeper because it gets narrow here as far as the width here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 diagonal widths wide. So I'm going to cut You got to figure out what the cut should
Cut
be.
the inside in a little bit more.
Exactly.
Sure.
Because, yeah, this 6.
Gulligram says, wait till you get to your 60s. Dentists are just important as medical doctors.
There we go.
Garrett, what are you ever going to do with that many sensors?
Not sure right now. But my diamond reserves are getting quite vast. Oh, somebody wants to deal in beacons.
Thank you, whoever slept.
It was me. TJ says, we don't give PhDs the title doctor here, but it's still called a doctorate. Yeah, it is a little confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta clarify it.
Well, in the teaching profession, which of course is where I ended up going with that PhD, you end up with you are called doctor in that vein. Okay, so let's see. How about 12 beacons? Okay, so I went to the corner.
Doc, you mind if I build
Two.
up this mountain just a little bit? I think it looks as
5,
it looks
6, 6 there. Yes, I went to that corner. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and went in 1. Okay, what Robert?
You might this hill that we kind of half carved away behind or to the west. You mind if I build this up, make it a little more grand? I think it's a good set piece behind everything.
I suppose if you want to, I'll
Okay.
probably end up clearing it down anyway.
Really? Why? We can go around it.
Could go through it.
Okay, I won't expand it then if you're just gonna cut it down. Whatever the starting line is, Gontogram needs to be full blocks, and we're gonna use white oak, or sorry, pale oak fence gates for it. I'm gonna be putting, yeah, it could be white terracotta. I'm gonna be putting some redstone in so we can trigger so all the fence gates open all at once to let everybody through, to let everybody out.
Oh dear. See? Here we got a situation where there was only 1 deep.
And you didn't leap into the hole. That's good.
That is a good thing, yes. That is a very good thing. But I need to make it a little bit. Oops. Let's not put granite there. Come on, folks. Of course. Okay.
So as Wabbit Season says, this is outrageous. It's unfair. How can you have a doctorate and not be called a doctor?
You're putting brick in there? Okay. I guess you're putting brick in there.
He was attempting to quote Little Annie complaining about not being put on the council. Or sorry, being put on the council but not being called a knight. Which was funny. But Doc was busy thinking about other things, so I'm just talking and nobody's hearing me.
Yep.
That's fine.
Nobody's listening to you.
No, nobody's listening. That's, that's
Par for the course, huh?
Garrett, I'm glad you're here. At least
Wow.
you can, you know.
Doc is savage today.
Really?
Uh, how dare he?
I just accidentally tossed my pickaxe over a cliff, and now I'm having to jump down and find it. Oh, I got it.
Good. Good, good, good. No losses here, please.
Nope.
I can go gather some more clay, and some more bricks if we need it. But
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what other material we're going to put in here to continue the work here. Matthew joined the game.
we have enough. Okay, good.
Yeah. I need to seriously get started on my machine to craft redstone parts. But there's no good tutorials for something like that online that I've been able to find, which means I'm probably gonna have to just rely on oh gosh, what's his name? From Hermitcraft.
Oh,
His video that he did before they actually put autocrafters into the game.
yeah.
Oh, where's the racetrack at, by the way?
Just right next to Doc's other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. You ought to come see it. It's starting to look like a racetrack.
I will. I gotta meet Gauntle Grim anyway.
Yeah.
Garrett, you missed
Gotta meet with the mayor, huh? What did Garrett miss?
Garrett missed the investigation with the SBI this morning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah? What did they say?
Oh, there's more has been revealed.
You know,
More has been revealed.
they discovered a chest with some leftover crafting materials underneath the mayor's office. I said it was very intense. It had some materials in it that seems to point. It was some gear with aqua affinity and depth strider, and then a fishing pole, and boat, and Ice Knight Duck was so scared. Anyway, appeared to point to whatever this person is. They have a boat on a place on the water, or they had to cross the water to get here, or something like that. So.
I just want to say, to those on the server, please stop moving the beacons that I put in the ground. I have no problem with Doc having a beacon for swifter movement, but if that was the purpose it was going to be put towards, I would have donated another beacon.
Okay.
And people just keep on moving around some of the beacons that I put in the ground for the commercial district.
Okay, just moving them, huh?
Yeah.
What would be the purpose of moving them?
Well, in this case, it was so that they could put it closer to your base to make it faster for you to get in and out of the commercial district, and that's fine. But I also would have I also would have donated a new one.
Okay. So
that you could have.
they
that.
took one out in order for you to, this is nice. This is nice.
Yeah, that's starting to look good.
Yeah, this is looking nice.
Very nice.
George is over on YouTube, says, thank you for your tips for Satisfactory.
Very good. Very welcome.
Has anybody seen the notification for this morning's tip? And if you watched it, what do you think?
So what we need to do, after we get done with the road bed for this, I'll create an interior fence also. And then what we'll do is we'll have a grandstands over in this area so that people can watch from over there. We'll leave the villagers making saddles and so forth, the leather making villagers over here. We'll just leave that there, but
Okay.
we'll just make some grandstands over here overlooking the race.
Okay.
And so
Nice.
yeah. And then on the interior here, I'll make a good steeplechase track or an equestrian type of track, and we'll have that available for equestrian style races. And then after this is all built, we'll go out in the countryside and we'll build a cross country race.
Cool.
And we'll have people with named horses and their riders joining in.
Cool.
Yep. You'll need to make sure to light that up good in there.
In the center of this? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make sure.
What lighting do you want to use? Do you have any idea?
I mean, what kind of lighting, what kind of lighting options do I have? You're asking me an open-ended question that I can't fill in.
I think lanterns are the best thematically, but what we can also do...
Let me go get a few to show you.
There's ways to hide lighting, which I think Cassidy talked about using at one point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can put it under a properly colored carpet.
Yeah.
And you'll see the glow, but you won't see the light itself.
So in an area where you really don't want to have lights, but... And you're wanting to feel this to feel like a modern horse race?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know too much about horse racing, but I know that they have the starting gates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where are those placed? Those aren't just placed in the middle of the round part of the track, right?
They're placed on a straightaway, usually at the beginning of a straightaway.
You want it to be the side that's nearer to the stands you were talking about?
What is the it you're talking about?
The starting gate.
Yes, it would be in front of the stands.
Okay. Cool.
Well, got a good jumping horse, but he's yellow on his other two stats.
Steeplechase.
Yep.
Will horse rentals be available just for the races?
Horse rentals?
Yeah.
rent a horse? I
I
don't
mean,
know.
if the answer is no, I mean, okay, fine.
Aha! Aha. Got a foal here that's foal here that's 100% green.
Nice.
Nice. Skulk sensors. Perfect.
By the way, Gary, you need to check your books again.
Yeah, I noticed that I was low on the Silk Touch books.
Yep, I had to go get my own.
J-Ro, are you planning on building a bookshop?
I ended up getting mine from Giuseppe's library, where he has a Silk Touch being sold for just 11 emeralds. So,
That ain't too bad.
no, it's actually great. So,
Yeah, I mean, as long as you have consistent access to emeralds, which not everybody does, the library's just fine.
All right, this is coming along
Oh.
really nice and fine here.
J-Ro's not with us. Unfortunate.
Can't wait to gamble on the horses. I didn't say I was going to open up gambling.
oh, well, if you don't, someone will.
I do.
And with that sale, my my stock of beacons just got cut in half. I might need to go and AFK at the Wither Farm tonight.
Now, do the speed beacons work on horses?
That's a great question.
I'm not sure.
That could make quite the exciting race if the speed beacons worked on horses. I mean, realistically.
Okay, so Gontagrim brought over some sea lanterns, which is a possibility.
Yeah, sea lanterns are expensive though. Here, he's got sea lanterns
Yeah,
already.
take a look
No
at him
need
real
for me
quick.
to
See what he's.
bring over. I just need. Okay.
Garrett, how much are you selling beacons for these days?
They're at 7 diamond blocks at the moment.
Does lapis work for beacons?
It does. At least I'm 90% sure it does.
Okay.
But yeah. He brought Gothelgrim brought over the sea lanterns. I'm bringing over some other lanterns, some other options for you to choose from.
Okay.
If we're gonna hide it underground, it really doesn't matter, right? And then it's just go with the cheapest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't even have any glowstone on me, which is easily the cheapest version. Well, at least for me.
I see. I don't think Doc knows what he wants to do yet, so that's just options.
For lighting it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, just. How about if somebody else makes those decisions for me? Oh, is somebody, is there a method to your madness in building this platform for a beacon?
It just needs to be 9 by 9 at the base.
Gauntlegrim, that's a hoe.
That's why it's.
That you're breaking it with a hoe.
He's not going to have much of a hole left after a while.
Okay. So, Doc, there's a redstone lamp, a copper bulb, an oxidized copper bulb, and a shroom light. Oh, and then of course the lantern. Thing with all of these,
So those are pretty dim.
this one needs constant power. These ones just need to be turned on, and then you can remove the power.
Okay.
But the oxidized copper is a lot dimmer than the regular copper.
Okay.
And there's two other variants that are between those.
Yeah, but it does do something cool. Like, you can turn it into the other one and make it brighter. So we can have several levels use a mixture of these two if you like.
Okay. It would be nice if we had like 8 of the not oxidized ones, the copper. If we had 8 of those and we could stack them like 3 high, or do you hang them? Or how do you...
So these can be placed normally, like any block.
Okay. Would be nice to have those marking the corners of the track.
Okay.
On the interior
Yeah,
or the exterior?
interior.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
So just...
And stack them about 3 high to mark...
something kind of like this.
Like...
I
don't see where you're at, so I'm not quite...
Behind you. There.
Yeah, something like that. Exactly.
Is there a particular spot that you want it?
I was thinking that it would go good like right here in this corner. Right there in that corner. This one.
Or
Yeah.
there?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then the same in the opposite
Here.
corner over here.
Okay, so at the beginning and the end of every corner.
Exactly.
There?
Okay.
Actually, no. Move it
Or
in one.
There.
There.
There?
Yeah, your third option.
Okay.
And then I'll be putting a fence along here, so. Wow, it sure is getting dark.
That's okay. Good time to test out lighting.
Wow. How many beacons are going to go up here?
I think they're just
He's
being
putting
ridiculous.
up 6. And that'll give you all the buffs that a beacon can provide.
Okay, all 6. There are 6 buffs, huh?
Yep.
Including one that'll let you jump high enough you can jump over fences.
Oh, you built the base a little big.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No, well, there's a he needs another layer on it, an entire another layer on it. Though it's still really, yeah.
Okay, I need to go get some white oak and make some fencing. So I'm running on over here to get into the chest to make the white oak fencing.
We'll see you later, Solar Flare. He said now. We do have some. Did you see the sea lantern there, Doc?
The sea lantern looks like what?
There's a pile of them behind you. Okay,
Okay.
Doc, put some of that back. You're not going to be able to hold. That's the sea lantern.
Okay. I like those too.
I like those just for general lighting. They're very
Yeah.
white.
We could put them down the stretch, down each back stretch and side stretches.
Okay, but we don't have to make towers out of them. We could just hang them up like lanterns, so they don't obstruct your view entirely.
And we do need to fill in the corner areas now that I've carved out of the grass. Okay, guys. Yeah, I can test it by running along it, right?
There you go.
Pretty cool. These are going to be aggressive horse races, you can tell. I mean, if the horse goes any faster than a horse goes, it's going to take a certain amount of skill to stay on the track.
Yep.
Now you've got a buffer over here, kind of like a warning track before you hit the fence.
Right.
Because you'd be disqualified if you go over the fence. So.
Right.
All right. I'm going to go make some. Wow. I can run around fast now. Okay.
I'm coming right now, Doc.
Okay. Okay, so I need to make, in order to do fence, I need sticks, or
You need sticks and planks.
sticks
Which means
and planks. Okay.
Yeah. You have so much cherry in your inventory right now. You have so much pale oak. That's a lever. You don't need levers.
No, I don't need levers. It just okay. I can't make any more sticks.
Right now you have an inventory full of logs. So you need to put some of the logs away. There you go. You can make planks. Now erase that and you can do fences.
Yeah. I just need to know where the fences are going so I can know where to place the lamps.
Doc, you think we need to put like a front building to get into this place? Like, so it has a separate entrance so we don't have to go through your house?
What? Are you asking?
Can we give this place an entrance so we can get to the racetrack, not through your house?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, make the entrance into the guest area here. No, I can't jump over the fence yet. Make it right up here.
Well, maybe we can build another, either a road from Doc's current bridge, or another bridge across to basically where the big throne is.
There you go. So after Doc's done adjudicating on matters, he can come to the horse races.
Come and gamble on horse races.
Exactly. We can. I didn't say exactly to that. Let's do a bridge right straight across here that goes to the back of there, and then when we get that obstruction out of the middle of the road, that tall obstruction, we can then have this connect with the road that goes to the main part of the town.
Okay.
And you can totally bypass my house and go straight to the
That's like something we can work on.
straight to the horse races. And by the way, there is a fence here.
Nice. Archon suggests if it's going to be aggressive, we should also do chariot races if there are chariots. What we have are camels, and camels can be two-player. And so the person in front runs, and the person in the back can have like a bow and arrow. But we're going to need a lot of camels for that race.
We would need a lot of camels. We would go through so many camels.
We need camel armor.
Oh, Gauntlgrin thinks the beacons affect horses.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's. Oh man, that's so fast. This is gonna be a fast race.
Yeah. So the
For,
big
so
question,
yeah, for,
the big question is, did I make it big enough
It,
to have an effective race if it's going that fast? So we'll have to figure that out.
yeah.
I'm laying down some fencing here, so Garrett, so hopefully
Okay.
things will line up so that you can put your. Oh, come on. Every time I try to do it fast.
Yeah.
yeah, they like to go everywhere.
Well, the one detriment of having the beacon to go fast is that I can no longer just make my fencing work that way.
And Casual Gaming is raiding with his party of one. Hello, Casual Gaming. Good to see you.
Nice.
And he says hello.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, glad to
Hello
have
to
you.
you. I need to stop leaning over.
And Red Hulk as well coming over from Casual Gaming. Oh, okay. We have at least 3 people. It's definitely bigger than a party of 1. For some reason, it said 1. Oh, good to see you. Doc today is building a horse race because he's been breeding horses for the last couple weeks. And basically, this is a big marketing stunt to get us all to buy more horses.
Gotta have a reason to buy a horse. Isn't that reasonable?
Mm-hmm.
Have a reason?
Yeah, I gotta
Okay, nobody laugh. That's
buy
fine.
another horse.
Nobody laugh.
I
Just
I gotta buy another horse.
Keep trying, Doc.
Can you put armor trims on horse armor?
armor trim on
Ooh.
horse armor?
I don't
armor? I
think
don't
so.
think so.
I think that's an oversight on the part of Mojang.
And dog armor.
Yeah. We have diamond horse armor. Why don't we have netherite horse armor? Thank you very
Oh,
much.
gosh.
And why don't we have armor trims?
If that were possible, I would armor trim my netherite armor for a dog. Just cuz.
Okay.
Oh yeah, plenty of people.
Oh,
would.
absolutely. It'd be
How do I
huge.
get it to where I can make oak planks? There it is.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So Casual Gaming says it's just a stream lag bugs. It says only one person is watching. Well, we're glad to have you no matter how many people are watching. We appreciate the raid.
Yep. Appreciate the raid.
Yeah, normally, for those of you guys who haven't ever watched this before, normally Doc streams Satisfactory. And he's been streaming on Satisfactory on Monday, Tuesdays. And then Thursday is a day when we jump on our private server where we have all of our members playing Minecraft. And we have a little bit of fun here.
Yeah. That gives
Yeah.
us a chance to play with our members rather than just oh, somebody also put fence down. Okay, so we need a fence gate right here opposite this one here. So I'm off making fence. Somebody else puts a fence gate in, puts the rest of the fence in for me. Okay, we need a gate, oak fence. All I've got is, I must have used all my gates. So I need to go make a gate or two. Can't make any fences. Okay, fine. I can make sticks. so I can then make fence. No, I can't make fence now. Okay, fine. Okay, so we're gonna put a gate.
Casual Gaming says Satisfactory is also one of his favorite games. Cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're really excited for 1.1 coming out soon. So.
Oh, and what was the new trailer that we just watched? For the new game that's very Satisfactory like, but
Oh gosh. Gosh darn it. We mentioned it earlier on stream.
because I'm excited about
Star
that.
Rupture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It looks like Star Rupture has less creative freedom than Satisfactory does, but we can deal with that. It does have some parts that alleviate a lot of annoyances. Yeah.
Okay, so I can keep putting fencing over here. There we go. Had to get reoriented with where I was putting in the fence. Well, let's not put dirt in the middle of there.
There we go.
Okay, this one track's almost done. And of course, I'm not going to do Redstone live on stream because that is the best way to ruin your career.
The only way to do that is to have an editable recording, so you can edit out all of your oopses.
Yeah. Redstone is like programming. It takes a lot of troubleshooting.
One program that I never did live unless I tested the demo thoroughly before I did it was Microsoft Project.
Project?
Yes. Microsoft Project. It's a cheap project scheduler compared to the others that are on the market, but yeah, it was just so quirky. I mean, you'd do one thing and seemingly you just repeat it and you would still do it wrong. And it just was so frustrating.
That's what you call quirky.
Yeah, very.
So quirky is just another name for inherently bad design.
Yeah, I don't even know if Microsoft Project is a product anymore. I don't know if Microsoft continued it.
I'm sure that somebody in the chat will maybe hype up with, yeah, I have to use that every day.
Yeah, or something like that. Yep.
And then we'll learn that they work for the U.S. government, where it's par for the course.
You crazy. Garrett, you just know how to say things that are just totally ban-worthy. You know?
Accurate, true, correct.
Ban-worthy.
Banworth.
Ban-worthy? Why would that be ban-worthy?
Well, maybe not today, but, you know, if the government gets any more powerful.
Someday Microsoft will take over YouTube and say, we want to reclaim the honor of Microsoft Project. Ban anyone who ever disparaged it.
Yeah. All right. So, Garrett, the other corners are built out with fences. If you want to put your lights, if you're even here anymore.
I'm around. I just popped over to the commercial district
Okie dokie.
really quick. I had brought over the materials to put down another beacon, and I was just
So
fitting that in.
instead of 6,
Though it looks like I need to
instead of
make a couple more beacons to add to the villager area.
so instead of 6 beacons, we did only get 1 beacon. I wonder why it was decided to be scaled down. But
Well,
interesting
That
sound.
reminds me. If we do the camel races,
Yeah.
we should have a regulation bow that gets used with with a really high punch enchantment, but no damage enchantments whatsoever.
So
Okay.
punch pushes you,
Yes.
so you can knock people off course and back, and
It'll still cause damage because the bows still cause damage fundamentally,
yeah.
but it should make for a somewhat better.
Garrett, how many more lamps do we need here?
Need 3.
I've got them. I just
Okay. I'm gonna go make a couple more gates.
Okay.
I'm getting hit. Gun it.
You need to sleep now, Doc.
Oh, is it birds getting me?
Yeah. Hashtag blame Mumbo.
okay. Come on. Yeah, Mumbo. That was the name I was looking for earlier.
Oh, okay.
I need to sleep, but it's not dark anymore, so I'm just gonna run to my
Yeah, so he
house.
beat you to it. It's all his fault we have these guys.
Too many nights without sleeping. Okay, so the next nighttime I get to sleep, guys. Everybody. Where do I see the time?
Just above your mini map.
And it says 20:31. So I've got to wait for 24 hours of that.
Yeah. So go back to work.
Go back to work.
Go back to work.
You sound like Ada.
Well, I think we really have exhausted most of the most of people's points because we aren't getting the massive quantities of text-to-speech anymore.
Oh boy. That's sad.
Whoever had sea lanterns, by the way, I guess you took them back. How much? What do you guys
I think
want?
that was Gobblegrim.
What do you want for those, Contogram? How much you selling them for? Con comments, birds.
Are they
So-
bats instead of birds?
It says Doc is reenacting the movie The Birds. That's an old one. That's a
an old
Hitchcock
one.
original.
Yeah. I think this track has turned out really cool, don't you think?
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's plenty of room to race 2, 3, 4 horses across here, isn't there?
Only one way to find out.
To test it out. Ooh, test.
Yeah. So where's the straightaway though?
It's it's just a very short straightaway. It's got multiple straightaways, and so instead of being more oblong, it's actually going to be more square.
Yeah.
I suppose I was. I suppose I should say, where are the gates?
Haven't put those in
Where
yet.
does the race start?
Haven't put those in, Garrett. Whoa.
Okay, I was just asking a question.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a north-south race. Yeah, sorry, the north-south is a little bit longer than east-west, so the gate will be somewhere in the middle of the track going north-south. Likely on the eastern edge.
Wait, in the middle of the track?
Yes.
Is that the way they do it in rail races?
Well, actually, what they do is they usually have a section of the turn that instead of turning, they have a section of the turn, and they allow the track to be straight over here.
Yeah.
And so
Where it becomes a sort of T intersection.
exactly.
Where this part still curves, but the rest of the track goes straight.
Right.
That's what I was expecting, but
So it's kind of, I mean, how are we going to do that in this perspective? I mean, we could easily make this straight, continue back to this fence, and take out this section of corner fencing.
though I honestly think that if we did that, we'd have to encroach on this area over here to build the actual gates.
We could do that.
I don't think that there'd be enough room.
We could do that.
We could do that.
Oh yeah. I mean, we could take that whole area that you're running in right now, knock these fences out and turn the fence that direction. Everybody's just going to have to know to stay on the track when it turns, but that should be easy enough because there's plenty of track that turns before this part would go straight. So yeah, let's make it so, Garrett.
Okay.
There's a lantern here. Do you want to pick up this lantern here?
Yeah.
That way the gates are totally out of the way when they come around for the second lap or whatever lap they need to. Okay.
Yeah, there's some fences over there for you to pick up.
Yep. Okay, so the track part would continue here. And we just continue square. Yeah, to there.
Sure. And then the gates can just be somewhere along this stretch.
Exactly. And I did one too many there, but that's par for the course when you gotta. Exactly. You have soft touch.
Oh, somebody put on some music. I do have silk touch.
Oh, it's silk touch, not soft touch. Okay. And so, yeah, this section would go back here and the gates would go back here. I'm not going to get any work done with this music going.
Oh, okay. Little bright, little loud.
Oh, I was enjoying that. It's good music.
I was enjoying that too. That's why I would not get any work done. Okay, I'll work on the fencing now. So the fencing had come off of this and go about to there. And then we'd have double or triple gates there.
So Alexa says, update. Caterium is a double-edged sword. Cost me 6 minutes. It's easy to make up. But now I swim in cable wire and quick wire and need much less power poles having Mark IIs. Eh,
Okay.
seems worth it to me.
So there's a gate there to go that way and a gate there to go that way. And it's a double gate, so you can get horses through this way or you can get horses through this way. And then we're going to the steeplechase. Probably should make this a double gate here.
So it looks like this track, at least at the starting line, will be able to accommodate 3 horses. Unless we want to situate some horses in front of another, kind of like they do in NASCAR races.
Is a horse wider than 1 block?
Yeah, it's 2 blocks.
A horse is a
Well,
two
when you're
block
actually
wide?
standing next to each other, they're not.
Okay.
Right. To go through gates, they need that much space, but
I was just considering what it would take to create real starter gates, where somebody presses a button and all the gates open at the same time. That could be pretty cool, right?
Yes. it
yes,
would.
but that doesn't mean that you need to allocate that much space per horse.
Icy Knight, you're digging yourself a
because
hole?
if the gates are
Icy Knight. Okay. That was funny. He just kept going down and down and down. So are you
the polished granite.
so you're saying that
No, you've
basically
got polished granite over here.
so basically you think we ought to just widen it and take more of this space so we can fit wider horses, but everybody has to eventually
No.
funnel into this width here.
No, I think Robert has a point that more can fit in the area.
Yeah, that should be
And
able
we
to be
just
6.
can't,
Yeah, it should be 6 wide.
Yeah. Hey, it looks like we have at least 4 people here. Can all 4 of us hop on a horse and just test the theory for real?
Maybe.
Well, it's the reason for the spacing is that I
Need to
wanted
grab
to.
saddle.
Not all horses in the paddock out here are tamed, so you'll have to tame one possibly before you can put a saddle on it.
Yeah. So grab a horse and
Oh, this is Vote Solar Flare.
Yeah, just
yeah,
Just-
we need to get some name tags for that.
don't take the horses out of the gated areas.
Holy cow! Icy Knight. You take fall damage just running around with that horse. What's the jump on that thing?
It's huge.
Hey, don't open both gates, please, so the horses don't escape.
Yeah, jump. Doc, get on a horse.
I'm trying to.
Oh, okay, I'm
I
sorry.
can't put a saddle on a horse.
Oh, when you jump, a horse doesn't take fall damage. Interesting. Okay.
Horses take fall damage when you jump.
It says the horses don't. So,
Okay.
unless it's a 4.95 jump. That's incredible. I have 2.225. Donogram, they do take fall damage for 100 plus bucks up. You should ask Donogram how he
can-
knows.
I can attest to that.
Okay.
It's why I finally decided to build out another highway rather than rely on horses for my transport in the nether.
Oh, Doc, now's a chance for you to sleep so you can get rid of your own nightmares.
Okay. Matthew left the game.
Yeah, he's been popping in and out a little bit.
Okay.
That's a good horse you got there, Doc.
Yeah. Yeah, a little light on the jump, but good on speed.
Well, this is a speed race.
I'm riding Gonzalez, and he's obviously been outbred.
Okay. All right. If we back up to the fence, how many wide can we go?
I see. Garrett,
Coming up next to. All right,
back up.
you guys want?
Wherever. We'll put it right, but and I that you can fit in here just fine. In fact, I could. Well, we could even overlap each other to some degree, right?
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, there's plenty of room for the four of us. We could probably
Right.
get like I could fit between Dad and Doc right there. I
Dad
think
and
we could
Doc.
easily do 5.
Dad and Doc.
Dad and Garrett. Oh gosh, Doc and
See,
Garrett,
when I was
right?
Yeah,
I
easily.
was considering I was considering making different stalls for the horses like they do in typical starting gates.
Well,
but
hey,
maybe we can't make them that dense.
somebody do it in a mark, get set, go, and let's run around the track and see what it looks like.
Can somebody do it in chat?
I will.
That way that we're all on the same page.
Yeah. Not bad. That was a decent start.
No. No.
Oh, cover the inside track. Inside track. Oh, haha. Oh, Doc shows himself in the lead. I show myself in the lead. No.
So how are we going to know who actually wins?
Oh, we'll have to use redstone to determine that as well.
Oh, you're trying to take the inside from me, huh?
Yep.
Oh gosh, you got faster.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got the fastest horse.
Okay. Well, I just chose a random horse out of my paddock, so.
Yeah. Hey, Garrett, what are you doing? You dirty cheater.
Did he run across the center?
Yeah, he did.
Disqualified.
Look at this. Look at what are all these cheaters doing?
Cheaters never prosper.
I still can't get ahead of him. Look, I've got an all yellow horse.
Oh, and who's this? Oh, that's Garrett coming in.
And now Ice cut the field to get ahead of me again. Oh,
No,
jeez.
that's too fun. We'll have to definitely have replays of this one. Okay, this is cool. I think this works, don't you?
Hey, Matthew's here. Cool.
Do you think it works?
I think this works great.
Yeah, it's
Good
pretty
horse.
awesome.
All right.
Now, Garrett, just to test, you can punch people while on a horse. We don't want to do that though, because
Yeah.
that hurts horses.
Yeah. It
Can you
does.
feed the horse while you're on it?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Definitely need to
I'm
do.
gonna have to go back to my base to get it, Icy.
I'm going to check with Calf because I know he has at least a he has one camel, and we can check with him about doing some breeding.
Camel breeding?
Yeah, because camels offer 2 people.
Do I need to branch off into camel breeding too?
You should. See, you can get the llamas and mules. Both are great for transportation of items.
Uh-huh.
And then, yeah, camels are good for 2 people. I love the idea of making it a chariot race.
Do turn off your copper mine since it's a waste of power.
I think that's assuming if you have a Caterium mine giving you all of your wire.
Interesting. And wire with Caterium wire, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Where's my gate? There's my gates. I only have 1 gate left? Okay.
Very nice.
Gotta go all the way back up my tower.
And new tough stuff during our race said, "Yeehaw!" Very nice.
All right. All right.
You know, it's too bad that we can't do a real rodeo. That would be fun.
Yeah, that
This
would-
will definitely be interesting once we get. Oh, wait, Garrett, new update. We can do like a straight up regular chariot race.
we can. How?
Have somebody use a lead on a boat and ride on a horse. Actually, and then the other person rides inside the boat.
So, kind of a simulated chariot race.
Yeah. And you lose if your lead breaks, but that's really easy to make your lead break. But then the guys and horses are there with just swords fighting each other while in the boats. Garrett, we gotta try that out.
Yeah, I think you got something there.
That would be it. Definitely to be interesting. That would definitely be interesting.
Well, the doc that decides that we are converting this to a coliseum. We're going to get rid of the steeplechase in the middle, and we're going to flood it. And we're going to bring in boats, and we're going to do combat on boats. Yeah, I see that. Wouldn't that be fun?
See, the big question about these races, though, is how can we? Are we going to have to look at the replay in order to figure out who actually won?
From my perspective, it was Doc, or it was Robert.
Yeah, it looked like Robert won. Yeah.
I think so.
It's like both me and Icy cheated, and neither one of us were going to get the win anyway.
Yeah, it.
But yeah, you weren't far behind.
No, I kept him in sight, but he definitely was had a faster horse.
As long as we build, as long as we're more than like a block or two away from each other, we should be able to rig redstone where after a certain timer, the next person who crosses the start-finish line, probably like through a tripwire or something, behind them a wall pops up to stop everybody else. All right? So that would work.
Okay.
And we do a wall, not like a brick or something. It'd have to be a wall piece or a fence piece. Because
Okay.
that will actually stop the horse.
Okay.
And have like a lever on the side, so whoever's starting the race could stand on the side, and so they could watch and flip the lever at the right point. I think that'd be the right way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, Icy, I think you were the one volunteering, right? Yeah, Icy, if you want to work on the finish line. Okay, go ahead, Icy Knight. Punch bow with no power.
Yeah, I said we should have a punch bow with no power. How do you do that?
Okay, he has a bow. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a punch enchantment, but no power enchantment.
Can you shoot me? Okay, did a heart damage.
Yeah.
With a knockback.
So like the punch bow will still hurt you and still hurt the animals. That might be just where the health comes in. You want a high health animal to keep the risk down. And honestly, a little bit of risk is great for business.
I would agree with that. Okay.
Okay.
I think we can work on that. Yeah, so Icy Knight, if you want to work on the finish line, I'll work on the starting line. I also want to add a little bit of note block, starting music to it, which would be cool. So the starting line.
Full note block machine.
Let's see. Starting line's easy for me to do. I'm gonna just put it right in here. The finish line, Doc. Where do you want the finish line?
Oh, well, let me go. Usually finish line and starting line are in the same spot.
Right, but the starting line. Okay, so the starting line is, on this leg, right?
Right, somewhere.
So the finish line would be up here at the halfway mark.
Probably
halfway in the straight line?
Probably right in. Actually, no. After a couple laps, the finish line ought to be right here in front of the stands.
Oh, of course. That's where the stands are. The finish line will be like right in here.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So.
But if that's where you're putting the stands, you'll need to move your HUD.
No, I'm going to leave the hut there and just put the stands next to it.
Okay.
Okay. Man, we have a huge stream delay.
I'm getting hit with something. Somebody's shooting me.
Are you hungry?
Oh.
I'm sleeping. When Caterium is great, you don't have to have Blade Runners. It's not a win until tier 3. Wonder what that means.
It all comes down to, can you get the recipe for it?
Yeah.
If you get the recipe, you're golden.
Yeah, and that's a roll of the dice. Right?
Yeah.
Because you're getting the recipe from. So the starting gate, yes, across here. And if we need to move this gate, Robert, at the start, and move it farther up so that it's more feasible to get people in, or if the starting gate is after this.
Yeah, I think I'd put the starting gate somewhere right in here, where I am now, Doc.
Okay.
You decided to get a little bit farther up here, allow people to get through this gate to bring their horses in, and put the starting gate up here.
Okay, I'm gonna replace the lanterns.
Yeah, the lanterns just can't be on a fence because a fence gate.
Right.
So.
Hey. Fine.
Oh, okay. So Alexa clarified what she said. She said if you use Caterium to replace your copper wire plant, by using the Caterium wire, you kind of lose time until tier 3. So the first 2 tiers, it's not really worth it.
Okay. Okay.
Well, this will be a fun race. And next stream, we could play with putting in the steeplechase portion as well.
Yes. Uh-huh. And
So
that I'm probably going to have to design out a little bit before we just do it, because it's easy to put an oval in. It's just not necessarily so easy to figure out the pathway you're going to do for the steeplechase.
Icy Knight had a question for you, Doc. Mm-hmm. He said, could he buy this horse? He thinks he has a connection. They had a connection during the race.
Oh, really?
So the horse that Icy Knight is on, he wants to buy.
Uh-huh.
You just got to make sure it's not one of your breeding stock.
I think all your breeding stock is in the pen, so.
Well, except for one.
Yeah. It's this guy over here, through the gate.
Still can't jump over the stupid fence.
It's a good horse.
Yeah, he can buy that one.
Who keeps putting lanterns on the gates?
Who keeps putting lanterns on my gate? Anyway, yes, you can buy that one. That one would be a...
What's wrong with lanterns on the gates?
That would be a $60. 60 diamond.
When you open the gate, they break, Garrett.
I'm aware.
So Icy Knight, are you okay with 60? Haggle me down. Yes, I didn't have to take it all the way to town. You can go 55.
Nice.
All right. It's there. Okay.
Now, Doc, before the races, are you to do a health check on all these horses to make sure they aren't being abused, don't have
they've
steroids?
had all their shots. Yeah.
Yeah.
How is it that Minecraft has the best soundtrack?
They do have quite a good soundtrack, yes. They do have quite a good soundtrack.
And I have the second best music disc in the game.
With the best, of course, being Pig Step.
Yes.
I went on a very dangerous trip into some bastions to try to find Pig Step. Died like 5 times, visited 3 different bastions, couldn't find Pig Step.
I'm still trying to find the
And
person who lost.
Supposedly,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
supposedly it's something that you could just find anywhere.
We could even use this music as the timer for the race.
Really? How so?
Say that again.
How so?
Redstone can detect when the music is done. And so I can play the music disc, and when the music disc finishes, it triggers the ending. Okay. Doc, I think I'm gonna go work on some other projects while you just do some breeding to finish things off, I think.
Okie dokie. Yeah, we're only a half hour up.
Cool. Today I'm tearing down my kelp farm to move it over to a new area where it will be bigger and better than ever before. Because the current iteration is too small.
Too small, huh?
Too small.
Interesting.
What's up?
Oh, well, I was growing up. There was a famous racehorse that won at the racetrack that no longer exists in the Seattle area.
Yeah.
What was it called? What was that area called? Long Acres. Long Acres had a horse racetrack. Okay.
Okay.
And Seattle Slew famously won there. In fact, Seattle Slew was the one of only 2 horses that ever won the Triple Crown. Okay.
Okay.
And so, it winning the Triple Crown, it was a stud horse for a long, long time. It passed away in age 28 in 2002. So his foaled.
That's a
That's a what?
nice long time.
Yeah.
That's a good age.
Yeah, it is. So, I mean, that horse made some folks very wealthy. Earnings during its lifetime was $1,208,000. So,
And then stud fees
And
for a
then-
decade afterwards.
exactly. Stud fees for quite a while afterwards, yes. So it won the 10th U.S. Triple Crown champion in 1977. U.S. champion for 2-year-old colts in 76, 3-year-old colts in 77, horse of the year in 77, U.S. champion older male horse, 1978, leading sire in 1984.
Huh.
So they were making stud fees like crazy.
Yeah. Holy cow.
North American leading brooding sire, 1995 and 96. Top 100 racehorses of the century. It was awarded in 2002. So yeah, it continued siring. It continued breeding until 1996, after its career ended in
Crazy.
78. So yeah, it lasted another 18 years of just stud fees. So yeah.
Well, you can be sure that that horse had the best life a horse could live.
Oh yeah, it was pampered to death, I'm sure. Not literally, but figuratively, it was very well pampered. So, okay. Okay, I just have to figure out here. Okay.
Yeah, no sleeping for a bit, guys.
No sleeping?
No sleeping. Icy Knight has requested no sleeping bit.
Well, I better not get attacked.
Yeah. Garrett, I'm gonna bring it up now because the only time I ever remember is when we're playing Minecraft. You asked when we were playing Call of Cthulhu. You asked what the phase of the moon was, and I told you off the top of my head what the phase of the moon was. And your response was to say,
One moment.
I think Freya's outside barking.
Sorry, something got into Freya.
Oh, that's okay. Your response was to say there's no way that I would have known what the phase of the moon was that night in the game if it wasn't something I had researched, if it wasn't important. Well, I tell you what, I knew what the phase was, or I came with the phase immediately because I'd been researching slime farms in Minecraft. I just been looking at my moon phases.
You were researching
Okay.
slime farms, and that's why you knew the phase of the moon?
Yes, because for some reason, and it's only for slime in all of Minecraft, the phase of the moon matters as to that this phase of the moon determines how much spawns.
Alexa's going to try with a Blade Runner start to see if it makes a difference.
Okay.
Okay.
Alexa's just putting in the reps, which is really, really helpful for, for trying out different strategies.
Which means she's going to beat me.
Yep. Or she's just gonna
Or she's just going to challenge me.
figure out good strats for you to use.
Strategies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, boy, I have quite a mixed bag here in my 3 breeding horses. I've got 3 horses now that are all green.
Okay.
And now it's which green stat do I try to improve upon?
Right.
I mean, how high do the stats go? I mean, I'm going to check something.
I'd have to go to Wikipedia and find out. The Minecraft wiki. Okay, have fun, Icy Knight. He's gonna go play Scrap Mechanic.
Okay, scrap mechanic.
It's a fun game. I've watched people play it. It honestly does sound like a good game that you might enjoy.
Okay.
It's a vehicle building game, and I've seen a lot of people play it and do some really cool stuff with it. It doesn't do.
Well, I don't think Wikipedia. I think we need to go to a wiki.
Minecraft.wiki.
Yeah, because the AI is finding stats that says after reaching certain stats, such as a jump strength of 3.13, and I'm getting 4.96, and a speed of 11 blocks per second, and I'm getting 12.53 and 5.1, or a speed stat.
And Zeospiller is here
yeah,
today.
this is what I'm getting, and it's just hooey. She talks about speed here and then speed there, and doesn't know what doesn't know what. So horse, the Minecraft wiki. Let's see.
Well, a little bit farther on, it said it's okay. Go to Minecraft.wiki, not Minecraft.fandom.com. You're gonna have to skip fandom usually when you.
Yeah, I got it.
It's Minecraft.wiki. No.com. There's no.com. There you go.
Okay.
Icy Knight really likes
Okay.
Scrap Mechanic. He says he has hundreds of hours. Can't wait for it to come out of early access this year after being early access for 12 years. Oh, gosh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's been around for a long time.
It's an old game at this point. The fact that they can call it still in early access is mind-boggling.
Now we just call it late access.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What do I need to do to lock this stupid repeater? Or this stupid hopper?
Into redstone signal.
Okay, movement speed.
Well, that's what I thought too, but for some reason, no matter where I put the redstone signal, I've got 2 hoppers on top of one another. I can lock the bottom hopper, but I can't lock the top hopper. I don't know why.
So how am I? Okay, movement speed. Horses' movement ranges from 0.11 to 0.33 in internal units. But that's not the kind of units I'm getting from the...
Right. Okay, keep reading that. What is it?
Conversion pack between internal units and blocks is roughly 43.17. Okay, however, horses instead travel just shy of 42.16. That's not even close to what I'm getting.
Put in the best horse's maximum speed at. Next line.
Okay, putting the best horse's maximum speed at 14.5 blocks per second.
Okay. So 14 and a half. What? You already have a 14, don't you?
Speed, no. Speed, the best I have is 12.53.
Okay.
And so, that's horse speed. Doesn't have anything. Horse health does not exist. Okay, horse jump. Wow. This really is not making any sense to me.
Okay, so what are you looking for now?
Well, I got a speed stat by going to horse speed. And
Okay,
movement
the very
speed.
next section right underneath jump strength.
Okay. So jump strength. Okay. So is this the number I'm looking for? Basically 5.3 is the
Yeah.
maximum.
Yeah, there you go.
So 5.3 is the max there. And I'm at currently I have one at 4.96. Okay, so we got jump strength, and then we have health. See if I can go
Oh,
find
yeah, it's on that page. Right above movement speed.
Okay, health. There we go. From 15 with an average of 22.5.
Okay, you skip the max right in the middle there.
I skipped the max. 15 to 30.
Yep.
So 30 is the max. Okay, so 30, I've got two at 28 point something and one at 26. So 5.3 is the max there and 14 point. Okay. So I still have speed to breed. Okay. Because this one's at 11.97, and obviously it's got 2.5 more that it can get before it is its fastest, and that's my slowest of my three green only horses.
Okay.
Okay. And that's the dark brown horse. Okay. These horses are so similar.
Yeah. You should probably keep your next high one so you can have 2 breeding pairs.
Exactly.
So you get 2 generations at once. Oh, Garrett, it looks like the SBI building will be across the street from where I showed you from where I said the first time. So it'll be on the eastern side.
Okay.
So whatever structure you want, you could put it on the western side, basically on my island side if you'd like.
Okay.
Or up in the hills or on the mountain or, wherever.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm currently trying to figure out how to build this autocrafter system. And it is not wanting to play nice.
It is very complex. I would say it's definitely beyond what I can do at the moment.
Thing is, I have to pulse these hoppers so that only one item is released at a time.
Why don't you use droppers?
And so that I might be able to do that. Yeah, that makes quite a bit of sense.
Okay.
Well, well, well.
Garrett, we should talk to Gonthogrim about him paying you for a bunch of ender chests just to put everywhere in the shopping district.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, yeah. A button signal is way too long.
Using stone or wood? I think stone's shorter.
I was using stone.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I need a single tick pulse, and even the stone is multiple ticks.
Yeah, sounds like it's just dropper.
Yeah, I'm thinking a dropper might be the way to go about it.
Is this a new one for sale, Doc?
Yeah.
All greens?
Nope. I've got a iron golem outside of his pen.
Gotta dispatch him.
I'll get to it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Got a fairly good horse here, but it's fairly good. It's definitely not going to win in the horse race, and people are buying my speedier horses. But we'll see.
Okay.
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 Minecraft is such a weird game sometimes.
Yeah.
I just...
What about it is making you think it's so weird this time?
Merrick Jones, we are in Java. I'm in my swamp, and I'm swimming across an area because there's a pool. And in the middle of the pool, there's a giant ravine. And so there's a pool of water there. And then there's a hole, and a huge gorge, and a bunch of water at the bottom. Like, why is this?
What? He two hit me.
Uh-oh.
You said I had to
Well, the
dispatch.
dropper method worked.
You said I had to dispatch the iron golem, so I tried,
Okay.
and I failed. As
Oh, boy. Well, luckily he's damaged. He's going to kill it pretty quick now.
soon as I collect all my stuff so that I can.
Right. And somebody... Oh, it's just the three of us online now. Everybody else is headed out. Okay, new message from Alexa. 1.2 in 26 minutes with Blade Runner start and Caterium ready. So I'd say if you go Caterium, get Blade Runners. First I put a mine on copper to make wire for unlocking 1.3. And a mine on concrete because it's slow. Then went to the Doggo Cave, took 2 crash sites, died on gas, empties inventory except copper sheets, and ran north to 4 crash sites. Interesting. I'd have to look at a map to see exactly how that maps out. Caterium is too far to not have blade runners. Yeah. Hey, Duck, put on your armor before you fight him, because it'll take an additional hit to kill you. Okay, looks like you're missing your boots still. Press F3 and B, and it'll help items show up a little bit better.
3, and then B.
Okay. We have to change some. Press F3 again. Clear that.
Yeah, my boots obviously are either jettisoned out around behind something, or they ended up in the lava or something.
Hopefully not. They might have been picked up by the chest down below. If they somehow got all the way into that water.
Okay, so attack.
Or sleep first, which would be really helpful to me because I'm out in the wild.
I'm sleeping.
I appreciate that.
I'm not seeing the iron golem anywhere. Oh, there he is. Now, do they stay damaged, or do they get their health back?
They stay damaged.
What?
Did you get a hit on him at all?
I hit him once, and
And he smacked you.
he smacked me.
Okay, maybe you just run up, grab your sword, hit him. And do that, you know. Might take a few times before you did.
It's an unfortunately slow process.
How are my bags so doggone full? Yeah, I still haven't found my boots.
Trumpkin notes that if you build up 3 blocks above, so you're above the golem, and you attack them from above, they can't reach you.
Okay, gotta find the golem again.
And you gotta quickly stack up right next to them before they wander away. Puzzle Lad asks, do you play Bedrock, though? No, we only play Java.
Okay, I don't see the iron golem anywhere.
Interesting.
I mean, that maybe I hit him and he died at the same time I hit him and I died?
I think that's possible.
Mutual destruction.
Yeah, don't see him anywhere around. And I'll go check for my boots down below where the iron ends up, but
Yeah, looks like chances are you need to get yourself a new pair of boots.
Yeah, no boots there. Iron golems don't just go away on their own, do they?
No.
Yeah, I do not see them anywhere.
Okay. Well, problem's gone now. You easily could have seen a creature around while you were going and getting your stuff, and you died to that. But, Doc, unfortunately, we're about out of time for the day.
Okay. Darn. Yeah, it is one. Okay. Well, I guess we will be back tomorrow with the members and live stream with the members tomorrow. And we'll look forward to seeing everybody then. So I've been a little bit quiet this session. I still have to concentrate way too much when I'm playing Minecraft. Still too much thinking about things. It doesn't come natural yet. So my apologies for not engaging quite as much today, but I'll keep working on that. And look forward to seeing you on recording day tomorrow. I'm not quite sure what Robert has in store for me to make sure to get recorded for tomorrow, but
Oh, we're doing a speed run tomorrow. Tomorrow's our first speed run episode for Satisfactory.
meaning we're going to record a speed run.
We're going to record a speed run.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see how well that goes. And so we'll look forward to seeing everybody then. And until then, talk to you later. Bye-bye.